What's up guys, DuArktik here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we are back for the second round of testing of the Wakanda mixed with War Dogs with Black Panther 1 million BC. Last time we tried this team out on Dark Dimension 3 and the results were pretty impressive, but this team is not supposed to be used on Dark Dimension. This team is supposed to be used in Alliance Wars and in Cosmic Crucible. So in this video we are going to take a look at exactly that. We are going to take a look at this team on Alliance Wars against the different matches, and then at the end of the video I'm gonna tell you which teams this team, the War Dogs with Wakanda, is not able to defeat, and then we are going to think about if Nakia is going to be important or not in order to defeat those teams, and then you have to decide for yourself if it's going to be important for you or not. You already know my position that I don't think Nakia is going to be an important character for Cosmic Crucible, and for Alliance Wars there are just a few matches where she is going to be important, but we are going to talk about all of that in this video. So as always, if you like the information on it, make sure you share it to your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you are new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and make sure you smash that like button. Okay, so with all that said, let's get started. We are going to take a look through the most matches, the most teams that you face on Alliance Wars, which they can beat. And once again, after we are going to talk about the teams that they cannot beat and the reasons why. So let's get started. Okay, first off, we're going to start with some easy matches, and we have the Web Warriors. Now, in terms of the gear that I'm using on my characters are around gear tier 15 across the board, and they are all around level 80. In terms of T4s, they have all the T4s that matter for Alliance Wars and for Cosmic Crucible, and that's it. So the team starts with the speed up on spawn, and you can choose whether you want to start with the ultimate or the special of Black Panther 1 million BC. After that you just want to apply offense down, and you want to apply as many defense downs as possible to the enemies so you get more charges whenever they have their turn. Okay, so you can see that we are doing some big damage, and the only problem with one of the problems with this War Dogs team is that many of their attacks are not unavoidable. Pretty much most of them are not unavoidable, and because of that you are going to struggle quite a lot against enemies with evades or with dodges. And you'll see that this is going to be a pattern throughout this video, that evades and dodges, they are really going to be a problem for you. Okay, so you can see that we got rid really quickly of Scarlet Spider and the Spider-Punk, and now you're going to destroy this guy, the OG Spider-Man. And you can see that one thing about this team is they just have so many buffs, it's insane. They can copy buffs from the enemies and share them around with the Black Panther 1 million BC, and that makes a huge difference. But as you can see, Web Warriors, not a problem at all for them. Now we're going to take a look at another easy matchup, and you can see that this is some big punch-ups, 200k punch-ups against the Web Warriors. Now we have a 200k punch-up against the Astonishing X-Men, and once again this team just goes so fast that they completely destroy everything that comes across. Once again, 200k plus punch-up, not a problem. So pay attention to this. So we can copy that defense up and give the defense up to our entire team, protecting us. So even if Shuri does not have time to do her special, that's not a problem because you already have defense up. Once again, you want to spread as many defense downs as possible, and you also want to spread the offense downs to everyone. You should start from anyone other than Bishop, otherwise it's going to counter and that can stop your chain. So I'm gonna focus on that Beast, and Beast is dead already, so look at that. This team is just ridiculous. So I was choosing the right target. We destroy Beast, we destroy Bishop, and then we destroy Jubilee. So we're gonna get so many turns that they don't even have a chance to react. This team lasts less than 1 minute, and that's because I was holding back trying to choose what was the best character. So Astonishing X-Men, not a problem. Okay, let's take a look at another match with the Marauders, and this is the full Marauders. And we are punching out just a little bit. 100k, it's nothing special for this team. They can punch up quite a lot, and especially against some of these more lower lower value teams like the Marauders or like the Astonishing X-Men. So once again, we can use the ultimate or the special. We are going to use the ultimate. It's amazing. This ultimate looks amazing. So we are going to copy the defense up, and we are also going to copy those deflects that Strife had. Then with Okoye, we are going to apply offense down to them, remove all evades, remove everything that they have, and we keep attacking Strife just so he's not on our way. And you can look at, you can see that all our characters have immunity. So even if Madeline Pryor does her ultimate, it doesn't matter because we have immunity and will be protected. On top of that, she also has the offense down, which is going to lower her focus by 50%, and that will increase our chance of resisting any of her effects. Okay, so M'Baku is getting targeted over there. I think it's because he's the weakest character on this team. He's the only character at level 75, gear tier 14. Everyone else is bigger than that. And now we are going to apply defense down to as many characters as we can. And even that Black Panther 1 million BC doesn't have the best focus, it doesn't matter because he's going to get offense up all the time. Okay, so now we are going to turn rewind with Okoye. I just choose on Emma Frost, so we can keep our buffs for a little while. And now with that defense down, everyone just gets wrecked. So Mr. Sinister got wrecked, the clone got wrecked. Now we have 2 additional turns, so we can use those turns to destroy Madeline Pryor and to go after Mystique. Mystique takes a little bit longer to do damage because she has higher resistance, but it's not a problem. And even Emma Frost with all that resistance on diamond form, we can still do some massive damage to her and still remove the positive effects that she has. So Marauders also not a problem for this mixture of the Wakanda with War Dogs. I'm just gonna call them Wakanda because that's what they are. Okay, let's take a look at another match. This time we have the Bionic Avengers, and you can see that once again we have a 200k punch up. So these guys were pretty big. I think buffed, they were like 1.2 million or something like that. Yes, they are not with teal gear, but they have the yellow stars and they also have the red stars, and that's important too. It's not only the... Okay, so you can see right there, all of them are level 90, so they have 10 levels on top of us, and I decided to go after V-Vision. This was a little bit risky because you don't want to push her below the 50% health, but it worked out. So once again we spread those defense downs to multiple characters, in case you use the ultimate of Black Panther 1 million BC first. And then I just tried to one-shot V-Vision, and thanks to the isolate attack and the assist of Okoye, we were able to do that. So after that, it's pretty much over. So even if you can't destroy them right away, they have no chance of coming back. They cannot flip those defense downs, they cannot flip the offense downs. And because of that, we are just gonna destroy them. You can see that M'Baku here, even at low level, and even not being a war dog, he's doing amazing things. He's doing so much damage. He's also applying the vulnerabilities, which is extremely important. You want to have more vulnerabilities than just the ones that Okoye provides. And then with Black Panther 1 million BC, you can see he's applying defense downs to everyone. And the more defense downs they have, the more damage they will take. It's just massive, because he's going to increase the damage by 100% for each defense down that they have. Okay, so Vision alone, I left him for last because of the evades. Once again, it's something that this team struggles quite a lot with. Okay, here we go. We have a big, very big punch up of the Wakanda versus the Black Order. 300k punch up, over 300k. And this is something that is very interesting because supposedly the Black Order is a counter against the Wakanda. But take a look at the damage that we are going to do to Thanos. And this is a level 90 Thanos. This team is not a joke. This is Black Order with level 90. So they are not a joke. So we are going to copy all those positive effects. Look at our team. Our team looks ridiculous with all those positive effects. Once again, even that M'Baku is not a war dog, that's not a problem. That's really not a problem because the guy is just standing there. He's just massive, and he also does massive amount of damage. So look at Thanos. He got destroyed. He got destroyed before he had a chance of doing any effects. And this is a problem. Like when you have the Wakanda on the AI, they are not as good, and that's why you have to prefer Killmonger to other characters, because that's just the way they use. I'm showing you the level, so look at that. Multiple characters with 7 red stars, multiple characters with 6 red stars, all of them at level 90. At level 90, that's a huge boost compared to my team, which most of them are level 80. Only Shuri is level 85 and Baku is level 75. But yeah, this team just wrecked, and the Black Order, which supposedly is a counter against the Wakanda, they just get destroyed on the 300k punch up, because once again, if you control the tunes, if you control the team, you just can choose exactly which character to destroy, and in this case it was Thanos, and yeah, they have no chance if you just focus on Thanos. It's really not a problem for the Wakanda. Okay, so if the Wakanda can destroy the Black Order, can they also destroy the Infinity Watch? And this is something that you learn from using Black Panther 1 million BC, is that whenever they face characters that revive or characters that have charges, you are going to give more charges to the Wakanda team. So this is going to be a big tool against specific teams in order for you to take more advantage of them. So you can see that they have 2 characters with revive and they have 2 characters with charges. So that's going to give us additional charges. I think it's 1 for each revive and 1 for each charge. So that's going to be a total of 4. On top of that, Black Panther 1 million BC is also going to give charges. So that's going to be a total of 6 charges. And now your charges can go up to 10. So this is going to be massive. And that's going to be the tool that you can use against other teams that also have revives and that also have charges, like when you face Dormammu and stuff like that. Okay, so you can see that we are full of buffs, and it's amazing. If the enemy team has Safeguard, Black Panther 1 million BC is also going to copy that Safeguard and give it to your entire team for 2 turns. For 2 turns, it's crazy, it's unbelievable. And look at M'Baku, he doesn't get the Safeguard, but gets every other buff. It's literally insane. Okay, so our Wakanda with Safeguard, with immunity, with counters, with offense subs, with defense subs, with death proof, with deflects, with all these things, they just keep going. And this is a Black Panther at 3 yellow stars, 3 red stars. 3 yellow stars, 3 red stars. I told you from the first day this character was going to be amazing. This character was going to be extremely overpowered. And a few people listened, other ones not so much, but just look at this team in action. It's literally insane. Okay, so once again we are facing a level 90 Infinity Watch. Massive punch up. I never expected to win this match, but we are taking a look at this massive punch up, once again with a 75 level M'Baku, and Phyla-Vell is gone. Now we are going to go after Adam Warlock. We are going to remove his first life, and it doesn't really matter the kill order. You always want to kill first Phyla-Vell and Moondragon, right? But then the other 3, it doesn't really matter, because you are going to have so many buffs that they cannot do anything to you. And the best part, even the best part of Black Panther 1 million BC is that the ultimate can copy evades. Yes, it can copy evades. It's so crazy. Not only Safeguard, but also evades. It's pretty much nonsensical. So look at that. Once again, we have insane amount of buffs, and now we are stuck on that taunt, but we are going to spread all those positive effects to the entire team. And if you spread defense up, that's also going to give energy to Shuri, which will allow her to do the special again, which gives more energy to everyone, even M'Baku. And then M'Baku can do his special that if you have the T4, it's going to give counters, and it's going to give defense up for 2 turns once again. So we have this cycle of energy that is literally insane. Once again, we are facing a level 90 Infinity Watch, and we are completely destroying them. Phyla-Vell is gone, Moondragon is gone, we have 1 life of Adam Warlock, we have 1 life of Gamora, and guess what's gonna happen very, very soon? We are going to destroy that Gamora. So we lost M'Baku, once again, that's fine, gear tier 14, level 75, against one of the strongest teams that we have in the game, which is the Infinity Watch. and they are just getting destroyed. So here we go with the Black Panther ultimate once again. We have so much energy going on that the ultimate of these characters is always available. It's literally insane. Okay, Nebula got destroyed on her first life, and guess what's gonna happen now? She's gonna get destroyed once again with all those turns that Black Panther gets every time he gets a kill. It's literally insane. Okay, let's take a look at another very interesting match. Once again, you are punching up 200k, this time against the... what's the name of this team? The Unlimited X-Men. So this is one of the Apocalypse Saga teams, blah blah blah, all that stuff. And as I mentioned before, they get more charges for each charge the enemies have, and then they can copy that defense up and they evade. It's literally insane. I decided to go after Rogue. I'm not sure if this is the best strategy. I decided to go after her. Maybe going after the Sunfire is a little bit better. I'm not exactly sure, but this one definitely works. Okay, so we start destroying that Rogue. She has the defense down, she has the slow, she has the bleeds, she has the offense down now. So she's going to have reduced focus every time she's going to do her ultimate. And the secret here is to do the M'Baku taunt first. If you do the M'Baku taunt first, she's going to focus on M'Baku. And it doesn't matter if she taunts because you have immunity, and she's not going to be able to apply any negative effects to you. And because of that, and even that she has the evade, it doesn't matter because we are going to destroy her. So you can see right here that we are destroying that Sunfire. We didn't got the defense down because we have all those immunities and so on. And now Black Panther 1 billion BC with a chain attack, giving more defense downs. And now we are going to turn rewind Rogue so we can stop her from doing her ultimate and apply stun to us, and also to remove our positive effects. So you can see we got a kill there on Sunfire, now we got a kill on Rogue, and this time I decided to go after Gambit, but it was not the best time to go after Gambit because he went under stealth. So I just didn't have enough damage to finish him off. I should have applied defense down to him and then go after him. So instead of attacking Gambit, go after Dazzler or Phantom X. Phantom X because he's going to taunt on his second turn, and that's exactly the moment where we are going to be ready to attack him. And you can see that Black Panther 1 million BC, unfortunately is going to get destroyed, but that's fine. That's because we chose the right target, or the wrong target, and we let Gambit go around for too long. Okay, no problem, we can still defeat the Unlimited with our Wakanda team, even without the Black Panther 1 million BC, because they no longer have Sunfire, they no longer have Rogue, and Gambit by himself is not able to do much. Okay, so we remove the immunity. Once again, we are applying the taunt with M'Baku, giving energy to Shuri. Shuri is going to give her special, giving energy to Black Panther and Okoye, and that will allow you to have the ultimate ready of Okoye, and there we go, we're just going to destroy that Gambit, and that's pretty much it. So even Horseman teams get destroyed by this Wakanda team. Okay, we have another very interesting matchup. We have the Wakanda versus the Asgardians, Hero Asgardians. We have a 100k punch up, and this team works. It's not the best, it's not the worst. I don't know exactly how to feel about it. It works, it just takes some time. And yeah, it's just a difficult team. So we are going to copy those positive effects. We copy the immunity, we copy the defense up, we copy the deflects, and we are going to be protected. Now, what you really want to happen is for you to apply offense down to Lady Thor. That's to reduce her focus and to increase your chance of surviving her ultimate. Her ultimate is quite annoying. She removes 2 positive effects from you, so if you are unlucky, maybe she'll remove 1 positive effect that you kinda like. But yeah, look at how many buffs we have, and just from the counters, Thor is getting destroyed. As always, you always want to focus on Thor first, and then you'll deal with the other characters. So you can see that on Shuri, she got a little bit exposed because she has defense down and she also has disrupt. So we need to fix that. So we can protect her by taunting with M'Baku first. Maybe that's going to be a best option in terms of strategy, but we are still able to survive. Okay, so we're going to use the special of Black Panther 1 million BC we want to apply as many defense downs as possible. So whenever you use the ultimate, you do increase damage based on the defense downs that the character has. And here I was not exactly sure which character I was going to turn rewind. I decided to turn rewind Valkyrie. Not really important. And now we have the ultimate with Black Panther, and we have several characters exposed without a death proof. So guess what? Thor got destroyed, Lady Thor got destroyed. They both went to Valhalla make Asgardian kids in the La La Land. So they got completely destroyed, and now once again we are going to copy those positive effects from Sif, and now she has Safeguard. So that means we are going to apply Safeguard to our team. So just look at the insanity that we are taking a look at. Safeguard, Death Proof, Counter, Evade, Offense Up, Defense Up, Immunity. It's literally insane. We just don't have speed up, but we can also copy that speed up soon, because M'Baku is giving energy to Shuri, Shuri is giving energy to everyone else. The Black Panther 1 million BC is also giving energy to Shuri, since she is a war dog. So this team is literally insane. And even in terms of speed, we are doing this pretty well. It's taking us 2.5 minutes to beat the Hero Asgardians. And once again, this is a 100k punch up, and the Hero Asgardians, they have all level 90. So if they were on the same level, they would get destroyed even faster. So as you can see, Wakanda very strong against a top Alliance Wars defensive team like the Hero Asgardians. We have this final. Heimdall here is gonna get destroyed. He can also go sleep to Valhalla, and there we go. So the Wakanda, they just destroy. Okay, so for the final match of the teams that Wakanda can beat, we are going to take a look at Young Avengers. Yes, Young Avengers in Alliance Wars defense, the Wakanda can defeat them. And this is interesting because most people use the Young Avengers to destroy Wakanda in Cosmic Crucible. Well, let me tell you that maybe those days are over, because right now with the Black Panther 1 million BC, this team is literally crazy. Okay, so the strategy that we have to use for this team is focus on Miss Marvel. You have to destroy Miss Marvel, because the Wakanda team, they cannot remove positive effects from the enemies easily. And therefore you really want to focus all your damage on characters that have taunt and characters that will be on your way. So that's gonna be Miss Marvel. You want to destroy her, and as soon as she is destroyed, then you don't have much to worry about. Okay, so you have all those evades, they have all those positive effects. That's not a problem for us. Black Panther 1 million BC is a little bit low. You're going to try to apply that defense down. They have all those evades. It really depends. Sometimes the evades will not go as fast as it happened this time. I had a previous practice match where I was able to apply the defense downs way before they had the evades. So it's something that just happens. And then as soon as you remove the evades, you just focus on that Miss Marvel and look at the damage. She's gonna get those positive effects, it doesn't matter, because you have the vulnerabilities from Baku, and you also have the vulnerabilities from Okoi, which you have to spread a little bit just to make sure that you have enough vulnerabilities for Black Panther 1 million BC, and also for the Black Panther modern times to destroy the enemy. So this time I cannot use the ultimate because they have all those evades, so I'm just gonna use the basic on Miss Marvel. And yes, you have enough time for you to attack before Squirrel goes around. I tried this a few times and it always works if you use this strategy. It just takes a long time, it takes like 4 minutes to defeat this, but once again it's a 100k punch up against one of the strongest teams on Alliance Wars defense. Okay, so now they focus on Shuri. It was a little bit dangerous over there. The previous match that I did, it was a lot clearer. It was a lot simpler than this one. And after Miss Marvel is gone, you want to focus on Echo. You want to focus on Echo because she's the one that is doing all that retaliation damage. And on top of that, she's also stopping the assist from Okoi. So you want to make sure that you stop Echo. And you want to remove the speed up from Kate Bishop and also from Squirrel Girl, of course. In this practice match, I copy the speed up from Squirrel Girl, but I think it's going to be more important to copy the speed up from Kate Bishop, because Squirrel Girl, she's getting the turn meter anyway, so that means it's irrelevant if she has the speed up or not. So a better strategy is going to copy or to remove the speed up from Kate Bishop. Okay, so once again we're going to give speed up and energy and all those buffs, defense up, energy, all that good stuff that Shuri does with her special to everyone. And we were not able to destroy that Echo because Black Panther had offense down. And you want to pay attention to Squirrel Girl, because sometimes you want to turn rewind her with Okoi, so she's not going to heal up. So you can see right here that we turn rewinded her. That allowed us to go faster and finish off Echo before Squirrel Girl was able to heal up. Okay, here she does the basic attack. So if Echo is gone, you want to focus on Kate Bishop. You don't have to worry about Squirrel Girl. Just ignore Squirrel Girl as much as possible. She's not important at all. I was not attacking Kate Bishop because I wanted to do exactly this. I wanted to copy her positive effects and give them to our team. So you can see this is just massive. Shuri once again is giving the defense up and energy, because Black Panther 1 million BC copied the defense up from the enemies and it spread it around. This team is literally insane. And you can see that even against one of these harder counters, against the Wakanda, they were able to win fairly easy. It just takes a little bit of time, but you can see it's pretty consistent, even on 100k punch up, facing enemies that are level 85 and above. So yeah, it's quite impressive that Wakanda can beat one of their hardest counters in Alliance Wars defense, which is their playing field. Okay, so those were all the teams that the Wakanda with the Black Panther 1 million BC can completely destroy on Alliance Wars. As you have seen, massive punch-ups, no problem for the Wakanda. They are just so good with all the buffs they get, and the fact that they can copy safeguard from the enemies and spread it throughout the team is just amazing. Now, which teams they are not going to be able to beat? I'm going to mention all of them, and then we're going to talk about specifically why they cannot beat them. So the first team that they cannot beat is Darkhold without Dormammu. Yeah, it sounds kind of strange, but Darkhold without Dormammu is a nightmare for the Wakanda. We'll talk about why in a second. Then the second team that the Wakanda cannot defeat is the Heroes for Hire. They don't have any trauma. And yes, they have the charges and all those things, and that's all nice, but without the trauma, without the massive heal block on the enemies, they just can't do it. Then we have the Gamma, guess what, because Gamma is the best team. And then we have the Underworld, which I was very surprised, very surprised about the Underworld. And finally we have the Tangled Web. Yes, the Tangled Web is very annoying for this team, because not only the evades, but also all the things. We're going to talk about each of them. And the Weapon X, I didn't have the chance of testing against the Weapon X, because it's very rare to have Weapon X on defense, and my alliance didn't have anyone, so I didn't test it. But I really doubt that Wakanda can do anything against the Weapon X. And the reason why, we can talk about the Weapon X already. Okay, so let's talk about the Weapon X. Why the Wakanda cannot beat the Weapon X? So even that they have a few charges, they are just way faster than the Wakanda. And because it's trauma all over the place, and because Omega Red goes so fast, you are not able, even if you are able to apply ability block to Omega Red, I'm just not sure if you are able to kill him fast enough. Maybe with Nakia we're going to be able to do that because of all the piercing damage she does indirectly, but without Nakia I really doubt it, because all those positive effects that you are getting, Omega Red is going to flip all of them into negative effects, and against the Weapon X there is no safeguard to protect your buffs. So based on that, and without Nakia, and even with Nakia, I really doubt that Wakanda will have any chance against the Weapon X. They are just too fast and too destructive, and the ultimate of Omega Red is just so brutal against the Wakanda that I really doubt that they will have a chance of defeating Weapon X on Alliance Wars defense. The good part is that you rarely face Weapon X on Alliance Wars defense. Now, in terms of the Darkhold without Dormammu, this is gonna be a problem for the Wakanda because they are just so thick, and because you cannot charge up your Wakanda characters extremely fast like you could do otherwise in case you're facing the Dormammu version. And the reason why, it's because you don't get as many charges. You need characters with revive and you need characters with charges for you to get more charges. So if you are facing the Darkhold with Dormammu, you are going to get instantly 5 charges on spawn, and then Black Panther 1 million BC is going to give you even more charges. So that means that if you have Nakia, without Nakia this is not going to work. With Nakia against Darkhold, yes, you are going to be able to defeat them if Dormammu is part of that team. If it's not, then you just don't get enough charges. You don't have the charges from Baku, and the charges that Black Panther 1 million BC can provide, it's not good enough. And you have to pierce through the defense subs, the barrier, and the deflects, and also the offense downs that Agatha Harkness is going to apply to your team. So this is going to be just massive. So yes, you can beat the one, you might be able to beat the one with Dormammu if you have a very big Nakia. If you don't have a big Nakia, then you are not going to be able to defeat him, and you are also not going to be able to defeat the normal version without Dormammu, which is usually the opposite. But yeah, the Darkhold is just too powerful in Alliance Wars defense against the Wakanda because all of those reasons. Heroes for Hire. So Heroes for Hire, the Wakanda is not going to be able to defeat Heroes for Hire even with Nakia, because the damage of Heroes for Hire is just so massive, and the Wakanda, they don't have any trauma, they don't have any heal block, and Nakia, she provides one ability block, she provides one disrupt, and that's just not good enough. That's just not good enough. It's not gonna make a difference. So even that you start with a lot of charges, you still have to bypass the deflects, you still have to bypass the defense subs, and you still have to bypass the multiple charges that the Heroes for Hire start with. And as soon as Shang-Chi does his ultimate, as soon as Colin Wing does her ultimate, you are going to get completely destroyed. You have to remember that Shang-Chi does more damage for all the buffs that you have on your team, and guess who's have a lot of buffs? It's the Wakanda. They're gonna have so many buffs that as soon as Shang-Chi does his ultimate, you are gonna get completely destroyed. He removes like 50% of your health, and then Colin Wing finishes up the match by using her ultimate and destroying all your characters as well. So unless I try to punch down on this team, I try to punch down 200k against a very, very trashy Heroes for Hire, and I still got completely destroyed. So I don't think Nakia is going to make a difference on this specific matchup, and I honestly don't think Wakanda has any chance. But does it even matter? We have other counters like so many, like Weapon X or Dark Hunters or even Darkhold, so it doesn't matter. It's not relevant for the Wakanda to be able to beat this team, so let's just forget about it. Okay, so this was a surprise for me, because we take a look at Black Panther, and we have all these minions going on with the Underworld team, and we just imagine, oh yeah, we're gonna get our Black Panther, he's gonna do his ultimate, and we are going to have infinite turns because of all these minions. Well, it's definitely not the case. The Underworld team, they go so fast and they are so brutal with all those minions, with all the buffs they get, with all the counters, everything that they get. It's just so insane that the Wakanda have literally no chance. And once again, this is something that Nakia is not going to make any difference, because it's just so massive. You don't have any chance of getting an advantage. Even if you are able to kill one minion, and I was only able to kill one minion punching down, but two of my characters, they were already dead. They were already dead, so no chance of doing that. I got completely destroyed by this team. Even punching down 200k, 300k, you just have no chance because they are so fast. The underworld, they start super fast, they get so much turn meter that even you starting with speed up is just not good enough. And yeah, unfortunately the Wakanda have zero chance against the underworld, even that this is an Alliance Wars offensive team, but they are so good on defense, it's just crazy. And yeah, Wakanda, unfortunately, they get completely destroyed. Okay, so in terms of Tangled Web, right now the Wakanda is not able to defeat the Tangled Web, and the reason why, it's because the Wakanda doesn't have an ability block, doesn't have turn 1, turn rewind or anything like that, and they don't have many unavoidable attacks. And this will be fixed with Nakia, because Nakia can apply ability block to Spider Weaver, and that will stop Spider Weaver from gaining charges. But until then, until you have Nakia, you are not going to be able to destroy this team, so keep that in mind. Don't use your Wakanda against the Tangled Web. It doesn't matter which version of the Tangled Web, you are going to get destroyed by all of them, because you are just not able to stop the charges from Spider Weaver. And even if you wait for the counters, and even if you wait for all of that, there is a very small chance you can survive. But maybe if you are on a punch across with similar levels, maybe on that situation you can win it. But it's very iffy, 50% chance of winning, and that's just not good enough for Alliance Wars. And finally, we have the Gamma team. The Gamma team obviously is the best team right now in the game. They have the Red Hulk, the Horseman of Alliance Wars, and in a way it kind of feels like you are going to be able to counter this team, because the Gamma have a safeguard, they have all these things that you can copy to protect your positive effects. The problem is that you are stuck behind the OG Hulk. You are stuck behind him, there is nothing you can do to unstuck yourself behind him, because the Wakanda really struggle to remove positive effects from the enemies. And even with Okoye with extra focus from Skirmisher, Isolate, and also from the T4 on her basic, she's not able to remove the taunt from Hulk. It's going to be very luck based, and even so, she goes after Black Panther 1 million BC, and you just don't have enough time to go around and then copy the positive effects from the Gamma team and use them for yourself, including the safeguard. So it's just not possible based on the way the Gamma team works. And even if you have Nakia, she's not going to provide anything for you to win, so just forget about that, because you're going to have no chance. Okay, so a few other teams that I didn't mention. We have the Secret Avengers, obviously the Wakanda destroys them. Eternals, the Wakanda can one-shot Icarus before he takes his first turn, so that's actually massive. It depends on the combination, so keep that in mind. If it's with American Chavez, you might have some problems, but the Wakanda are strong enough to beat Icarus on 7 red stars, 7 yellow stars, level 90. To one-shot him before he has his first turn. It's actually insane. And with Nakia, of course, you're going to do better than that. These guys, the new warriors, it can be a little bit tricky. It depends if they are going to get a lot of evades or not. And then other teams that sometimes you face on Alliance Wars, like the Uncanny, they are going to get destroyed. But be careful with teams with Dr. Doom, because once again, without Nakia, you don't have that ability block that you need in order to stop Dr. Doom. So keep that in mind. Okay, so is Nakia going to provide anything that helps you to defeat like the top meta teams in the game right now in terms of Alliance Wars? As I mentioned before, she's going to help you to defeat the Darkhold with Dormammu, but she's not going to help you to defeat Darkhold without Dormammu. And against the other teams that we mentioned, the Heroes for Hire, Gamma, and the Underworld, you are still not going to have any chance, because she's not able to provide anything. The other characters are just so much faster than her that you're not going to get any chance. Now, as I mentioned before, she's going to help you with the Tangled Web, because she's going to be able to apply ability block to Spider Weaver, and that's going to help you quite a lot, because she's not going to have any charges. And then the other team that she's also going to help is any kind of teams that have a Dr. Doom, or that they have Icarus or Cersei or something like that, because once again you have that ability block that you can apply to the enemies. Now, she also has a disrupt, and you might think that's going to be useful against the Wong. It doesn't matter because Wong he has safeguard, and you are not able to apply trauma with Nakia. This is a big problem with Nakia. She's one of the newest characters in Alliance Wars that is not able to apply trauma. We have trauma with Mr. Negative, we have trauma with Red Hulk, we have trauma with Omega Red, and Nakia just fails. She just fails because she's not able to provide that trauma that this team desperately needs to make sure that the disrupt and the ability block sticks around. Otherwise, it's just going to be cleared by some character that flips negative effects into positive effects. So, in conclusion, is Nakia going to change anything about the Wakanda? Definitely not. The thoughts that I had in the past that her kit was not good enough is just a reality. She increases the damage of the Wakanda team by 30%, and that's going to be massive. That's massive. But as you can see, you already destroy all the teams that you need with your Wakanda. You already do so many good things with them that Nakia is not going to make a big difference. She will allow you to beat the enemies faster, but she's not going to open a lot of doors. Once again, you will be able, or you might be able to defeat Darkhold without Dormammu, but against the other teams that I mentioned, and the real top teams like Underworld, and Alliance Wars offense that is used on defense, Heroes for Hire, Gamma, and Weapon X, I don't think she's going to make that big of a difference. Maybe against Weapon X, maybe, if you can stick your ability block to Omega Red, but even so, I'm not exactly sure because the Weapon X is just way faster than the Wakanda is in Alliance Wars defense. So yeah guys, that's gonna be the full testing of the Wakanda team, which teams they can beat, which teams they cannot beat, and if Nakia is going to make a difference to this team or not whenever she's going to be released. It's up to you if you want to get this character or not. I'm not exactly sure if I'm gonna do it. I might just unlock it for opening video and something like that. Nothing special, but I don't think she's going to provide any additional value to what the team can already do with M'Baku or with Killmonger. And in terms of Cosmic Crucible, she's not going to provide any use as well, and in the other game modes, she's also not going to provide any use as well. So yeah guys, that's going to be the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you smash that like button, and if you found the video helpful, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you are new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and I will catch you guys later.